The conquistador stood motionless on the edge of the causeway, his breath caught in a tangle of awe and ambition. Before Hernán Cortés stretched a vision that defied even the wildest tales whispered in Spain's dusty taverns. Tenochtitlan, jewel of the Mexican Empire, seemed to rise like a mirage from the heart of Lake Texcoco. What thoughts raced through Cortés's mind at that moment? Triumph? Greed? Or perhaps an inkling of the cataclysm he was about to unleash? Born in Medellín, Spain, in 1485, Hernán Cortés was a man shaped by the hunger of a restless age. Spain, newly unified under Ferdinand and Isabella, surged with the energy of Reconquista triumphs and the lure of distant worlds. Cuba's fertile shores became his proving ground, where he built a reputation as both a cunning soldier and an insatiable opportunist. It was from Cuba, against the express orders of Governor Diego Velázquez, that Cortés launched his unauthorized expedition in 1519. Landing on Mexico's shores, he performed a theatrical act that sealed his destiny, the burning of his ships. It was more than a strategy to prevent retreat. It was an unspoken vow. No turning back. The land's riches or ruin, all would be claimed. Cortés's path to Tenochtitlan was paved with both steel and silver tongues. The Spaniards' arrival coincided with a prophecy of Quetzalcoatl's return, a twist of fate Cortés exploited with chilling precision. Central to his campaign was La Malinche, a Nahua woman sold into slavery who became his translator and confidant. It was in Colula that Cortés's duplicity became infamous. Welcomed as a guest, he turned host into prey. Claiming treachery, he ordered a massacre that left the city awash in blood. Thousands were slaughtered, their screams rising with the acrid smoke of burning temples. Yet the massacre sent an unmistakable message. The conquistadors were gods of both mercy and wrath. The first meeting between Cortés and Montezuma in November 1519 remains one of history's most enigmatic encounters. Montezuma, the emperor-priest of a vast empire, descended from his temple with gold and flowers to greet the foreign god he believed had come to claim his throne. Cortés knelt with feigned humility, his armor glinting like the scales of a serpent. Behind him, his soldiers shifted uneasily, their muskets and cannons at odds with the sacred hush. Montezuma's court, robed in brilliant feathers and jade, gazed upon the pale invaders with a mixture of reverence and dread. "We have heard of your coming," Montezuma said, his words layered with fear and fatalism. "Our gods foretold it. Welcome to Tenochtitlan." Did he hope to appease the Spaniards with gold and deference? If so, he miscalculated. For Cortés, Montezuma's wealth confirmed the empire's vulnerability. Gold, that cruel talisman, became both the prize and the poison. Religion, greed, and ambition formed a trinity that drove the conquest. To the Spaniards, the Aztecs' blood-drenched rituals were an affront to Christian sensibilities. The Great Pyramid's altars, slick with human sacrifice, became a symbol of pagan darkness to be cleansed. Yet beneath their righteous fury lay an undeniable hypocrisy. Was Cortés's faith a shield for his avarice, or was his greed sanctified by faith? In his letters to Emperor Charles V, Cortés cloaked his conquest in divine rhetoric, writing, "We are laboring to win these lands and souls for your majesty and our holy faith. The gold we find shall serve God and the crown." But gold corrupted as surely as it inspired. Within months, tensions erupted. Cortés imprisoned Montezuma in his own palace, transforming the emperor into a puppet of Spanish will. The psychological toll was immense. Montezuma's divine aura fractured and his people's faith faltered. Did he feel shame as he placated the foreigners with treasures while his empire crumbled? Beneath the gilded veneer of conquest lay cracks that widened into chaos. In June 1520, a Spanish massacre of unarmed Aztec nobles ignited rebellion. Enraged, the citizens of Tenochtitlan besieged the Spaniards in Montezuma's palace. Montezuma himself was killed, whether by his own people's stones or Spanish daggers remains unclear. On the night of June 30th, Cortes attempted a desperate escape. His troops, weighed down by stolen gold, stumbled through the city's labyrinthine streets. Aztec warriors attacked from the shadows, their obsidian blades flashing like shards of night. Hundreds of Spaniards and their allies drowned in the lake's dark waters, dragged down by their greed. The survivors called it La Noche Triste, the sad night, but for the Mexica, it was a momentary triumph. Reeling but undeterred, Cortes regrouped in Tlaxcala. Reinforcements arrived from Cuba, along with artillery that spelled doom for Tenochtitlan's once impregnable walls. By April 1521, the Spaniards laid siege to the city. The assault was both methodical and merciless. Day by day, the city's aqueducts were destroyed, its food supplies cut off. Smallpox, introduced by the Spaniards, ravaged the population, thinning Tenochtitlan's defenders even as their spirits remained unbroken. The city's canals, once lifelines of commerce, filled with corpses. When Tenochtitlan fell in August 1521, it was not merely a city's destruction, but the obliteration of an entire cosmology. The Aztec Empire's heart lay in ruins, its temples desecrated, its gods silenced. Cortes entered the smoldering remains, not as a hero, but as a harbinger of a new, brutal order. What remained of the conqueror's soul? Cortes, once celebrated as the Marqués del Valle, spent his later years embroiled in legal battles and accusations of treachery. Did the glory he sought ever fill the void within him? Did he see the ruins of Tenochtitlan in his dreams, its canals clogged with blood and gold? And what of those who resisted? The Mexica, though defeated, left a legacy of resilience. Their art, language, and spirit endured, even as Spain imposed its iron will. The conquest's impact rippled outward, forever altering Mexico's landscape, people, and history. What lessons do we draw from this collision of worlds? Was Cortes a brilliant strategist or a ruthless opportunist? Was Montezuma a tragic hero or a flawed ruler? And above all, what does the conquest reveal about humanity's capacity for both creation and destruction? As we stand on the shores of history, gazing back at that fateful meeting of Spaniard and Mexica, we are left to grapple with these questions. The past, like Tenochtitlan's shimmering vision, remains both vivid and elusive, a mirror in which we see both our triumphs and our sins. Let us know if you enjoyed this video. Also, let us know in the comments what historical figures you'd like us to profile next. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like these.